Welcome back to Fox Explainer. Today I'm going to show you a 2010 action film called Salt. Spoilers ahead. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Watch out and take care. North Korea is in the year 2003. Evelyn Salt was hurt badly by soldiers from North Korea. They say that she is a spy. Soon after that, her boss, Ted Winter, takes her to safety. Evelyn asks him why they saved her as she walks. Ted tells her that she was freed because her boyfriend, Mike, wrote to every member of the government and asked them to let her go. So, to keep him from making more noise that didn't need to be made, they agreed to save her. After some time, Evelyn and her husband moved to Washington, D.C. Mike is an arachnologist, which means he looks into spiders. Evelyn sees Mike putting spiders to work at the breakfast table. She offers to make him breakfast, but he laughs at her cooking and says he doesn't want it. Evelyn works for the CIA, and the next scene shows her at work. She is learning how to fold an napkin on the internet right now. She wants to make a great dinner for their anniversary. As winter approaches, they get ready to leave as the workday ends. Gaining action as they are leaving, another officer tells them that a defector has arrived and wants to give them some information. Evelyn and Winter follow the agent and go upstairs. The defector is waiting in the room, and his brain is scanned to see if he is lying. The agents send Evelyn to talk with him. The defector gives his real name, which is Orlov, and talks about a Russian spy program set up during the Cold War. In this program, the children of American families were taken. Then, they replaced these kids with Russian kids who were trained by a Russian official to be spies. These people are called K-12. They would take on the identity of the American citizen until Day X, which is when they would strike. Day X is coming up fast, and the events will start with the killing of the Russian president at the funeral of the United States vice president, and they will end with the killing of the president of the United States the next day. Evelyn listens, but she doesn't believe a single word. So, Winter tells her to stop the interview. As she leaves, Orlov tells her that Evelyn Salt is the spy who will kill the president. Evelyn is stunned and leaves the room. When she walks into the observation room, the neural scan shows that Orlov has been honest throughout the interview. Evelyn starts talking to Peabody and Winter, two counterintelligence officers, and tells them that she is innocent. Winter believes her and argues with Peabody, who thinks it is true. Evelyn wants to talk to Mike because when a spy's cover is blown, their whole life is often in danger. Watching Winter and Peabody fight, she realizes she is in danger. Two officers walk with Orlov into the elevator. Orlov pulls a knife out of his shoe, kills both guards, and gets away. The emergency alarm goes off, and Winters and Peabody find out that Orlov has escaped. Evelyn takes advantage of this time of chaos to get out of the room and try to leave the building. Soon, they close off all the exits, and Evelyn is back in the interrogation room, setting up an explosive device to fire at the SWAT team when it arrives. When the SWAT team gets there, they open the door, and she shoots them, knocking them out. Evelyn steals a gun and uses it to escape through a window. She then gets to the street. She gets in a cab and tries to call Mike again. He doesn't answer, and the SIM card is broken. She gets out of the cab and goes into his place. She sees Mike's chair on its side and his half-eaten sandwich. He has definitely been taken away. Winters and Peabody put together a SWAT team to go to her apartment while she packs her bags. Just as she climbs out the window, they get there. She barely gets away from Peabody, and then she climbs into the apartment of a neighbor. When the girl sees her, she opens the door for her. She thinks about how she met her husband as she changes her clothes. She wants to dream, but she doesn't have much time and has to leave the apartment. Winter sees her out on the street. After that, they go on another chase and catch Evelyn on an overpass. It looks like she can't get out, so she jumps on a truck going under the overpass. Peabody fires a gun at her and hits her in the stomach. She doesn't flinch from the rush of adrenaline, which lets her jump from one truck to another. During this, agents are still trying to catch her. In the end, she trips and falls, and then she steals a motorcycle. The police officers get stuck between two cars, and she gets away. Evelyn goes to a public bathroom to take care of her cut. She takes a bus to New York City that night. Evelyn rents a small hotel room when she gets there. She dyes her hair and steals some clothes to make a big change in how she looks. She must follow the plan so that Orlov won't figure out what's going on and kill Mike. So, she starts planning how to get into the cathedral. At this point, another flashback shows that Evelyn Salt is indeed a spy. She was born and raised in Russia and was taken in at a young age to be a K-12 spy. All of the children learned English, American culture, manners, customs, and the laws of the United States. The next day, the Russian president is already there at the funeral. Evelyn gets on a subway train and places a smoke bomb. While the police are all distracted, she gets off the train. Then she goes into the tunnels below the cathedral. At the church, the funeral had already begun. The Russian president stands up to give a speech, and Evelyn throws an explosive device right below the president. The floor collapses under him, causing him to fall into the crypt next to her. Panic breaks out, and security officers rush to help, but Evelyn has already shot the Russian president. When Peabody steps in, she gives up. Winter wants her to spend the rest of her life in jail because of what she did. She gets into a police SUV, but the officers forget that they are dealing with one of Russia's best spies. In fact, she manages to get rid of both of her guards from the car. She stuns the driver, which causes the cars in front of and behind them to crash. Evelyn takes control of the SUV and drives it down the hill, where it crashes on the road below. When people come up to her, Evelyn runs away like nothing happened. In the scenes that follow, Evelyn is on a ferry. She goes to a place that sells scrap metal. She meets Orlov there and gives him a hug. He is the one who took her in and trained her to be a Russian spy. She is then taken to a ship in the Hudson River that Russian spies use as a base. Evelyn finds out that the next step in their plan is to steal nuclear weapons from the United States. She asks for her husband, and Orlov leads her into the ship's hull. She sees Mike being kept hostage. Orlov tells her to shoot him and watches how she does it to see if she is loyal. Evelyn has a hard time keeping her feelings in check, but Orlov has seen that she sticks to the plan. Evelyn grew up with some of the other Russian spies who are with them. Orlov takes her to his office to talk about the plan in more detail. Evelyn is supposed to meet with a spy named Schneider who is dressed as an NATO officer the next day. They will go to Washington together to kill the President of the United States. Evelyn gives them a drink, then breaks the bottle and pushes it into Orlov's neck. After that, she gets a couple of grenades and kills the other spies on the boat. Later, Evelyn gets off the boat and goes to where they're supposed to meet. There, she meets the fake NATO officer. Evelyn gets on the private jet, and when the NATO officer gets there, she is shocked. He was one of her classmates when she was a child in the old USSR. It turns out that Evelyn was the smartest person in her class. So, Schneider says that Evelyn's job is to make the President of the United States not care about anything. When they get to Washington, he gives her a new ID card and puts on an NATO uniform to look like an NATO officer. They get into the White House, and Schneider blows himself up as a sacrifice. This causes the president to run away to the bunker, where Evelyn plans to kill him. Winter is one of the people who work to protect the president. They follow him as he runs to the bunker. Evelyn is on top of them and jumping from floor to floor in the elevator while they are in it. As soon as she reaches the bunker level, she immediately begins to make her way through the bunker prior to the door being entirely shut. The president is upgrading the terror alert level while they are in the bunker. As a form of vengeance for the assassination of the Russian president, Russia is preparing to unleash its nuclear weapons. During this process, Winter notices Evelyn being filmed and requests that the agents divide and conquer in order to stop her. Suddenly, he snatches a weapon and opens fire, taking the lives of everyone in the room. Only he and the president are left after everything is said and done. The president is informed by Winter that he is a Russian agent, and Winter gives the president the command to activate the nuclear installations. When the president continues to reject, Winter strikes him until he is knocked unconscious. After bringing the agents under control, Evelyn moves closer to the bulletproof window. She gestures for Winter to use the president's hand to reauthorize and launch the attack, and Winter follows her instructions. Evelyn knocks on the door and asks him to let her in. As Winter prepares to open the door, news broadcasts begin to air on television indicating that the Russian president is not actually dead, contrary to what had been previously believed. Winter realizes that he cannot trust her and thinks that her return from North Korea has changed her. He knew that she was in love with Mike and that this would compromise the plan. It was Winter who had told Orlov to kidnap and kill Mike. Evelyn becomes enraged at this point and attempts to shoot through the glass. She then goes to the other side of the room and finds the access box next to the door. She shoots until the wall behind it is exposed. Then rewire the box so she can enter the bunker room. The two begin to fight, and when the weapon's activation is almost complete, the Secret Service arrives and overtakes them. Evelyn is in time to unplug the computer, canceling the attack. She and Winter are taken outside. As Evelyn is led out, she sees Winter and throws herself at him, tightening the handcuffs around his neck, eventually killing him. Following action, she is taken to Peabody, and they get into a helicopter. She explains how things have gone, and Peabody starts to believe her. Resolution: Evelyn reveals that other Russian spies are out there who will stop at nothing. They have taken everything from her life, so he lets her go to stop them. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more and hit the like button to help me out, and also leave a comment if you want me to explain your favorite film. Until next time, take care.